Heidi ho, everyone. Joe from HOGOUT. I hope you guys are having a great day. Well, here at HOGOUT, today starts the breeding season 2023 into 2024. This is a brumation video, how to brumate the Western Hognose Snake. Now, in this video, this is how I brumate my Western Hognose Snakes. And you know what? I had success last year with the same method, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Before we get on with the videos, creating the egg boxes, putting my adults inside the boxes, and putting them inside the wine cooler, there's a couple bullet points I want to go over. Now, the first bullet point I want to talk about is not feeding your hognose for 2 weeks. So let them clear their digestive tract out for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, that next week, you want to turn off all heat sources. No heat pads, no rack system heat, no bulbs, no heat lamps, nothing like that. You just want to turn off all heat sources and keep them at room temperature for about 3, 5, 6 days. It varies. I usually do around 3 or 4 days. And after the 2 weeks, they clear their digestive tract out. They're at room temperature for 3 to 4 days after that. You're ready. You're ready to create the brumation boxes and putting them into brumation. The next bullet point I want to talk about before we get on with these videos is that you need to lower the temperature very gradually over that week once they're inside the wine cooler. So 3 or 4 days, they're at 70 degrees. Once you prep the boxes, you put them inside the brumation boxes and you put them in the wine cooler or however you cool them off. Over that next week, you want to gradually bring down the temperatures. Now, what I do, they're at 68, 69 degrees now. Once I put them in the wine cooler, they're going to be at 64 degrees. And over those next 5 or 6 days, I'm going to lower the temperature by 2 degrees until I hit my desired brumation temperature, which is 54 to 56 degrees. Now, the next bullet point I want to talk about is adding a water dish. Now, I do add a water dish inside their tubs for about 2 or 3 days. After that, I take the water dish out. Then I reintroduce a water dish every 2 weeks. And that's something I really didn't cover in these videos. Now, with all that being said, let's get on with this brumation video here on HOGOUT. What's going on, everybody? We're going to be making some brumation boxes today. We're going to put the substrate in there. I'll let you know what I use. These 2 ingredients here. And we're going to put them in brumation. And they have been at room temperature, which is around 68, 69 degrees for the last 3-4 days. And we're going to start the wine cooler off at 64 degrees and put them in there. So the substrate we are going to use today first is going to be this coarse grade reptile bedding. This is Critters Comfort. I purchased 10 bags of this about 3 years ago, and I got about 3 or 4 bags left. This is really good for brumation. At least this is what I like using, and I've had pretty good success with it. It's coarse grade. It's very coarse cocoa core, and it's like the husk. But it's really good. It's good for them to burrow in, and they could breathe fairly easy with the substrate. So this is why I like using this Critters Comfort coarse grade reptile bedding. I couldn't find it online anymore, so I don't know if they're out of business or whatnot. So this is 100% organic core, cocoa core. So yeah, it's the reason why I like using this too is because it's mold and mildew resistant too. So it's long lasting, it's natural odor control. So it's really good stuff to use. Now, the next product we're going to use for our substrate mixture is this Pro Calcium sand. It's by Reptile Sciences. This stuff's really awesome because this is sand that they actually have in their natural habitat that you would find in their natural habitat. And it also has a potassium and magnesium in it, so that's pretty good for them to absorb. So let's mix these 2 substrates together. I'll show you how much I put in the tubs. And this is the first tub we're going to do. And guys, get a spray bottle. We need to spray down the substrate too as well. When you put your substrate in your brumation tubs, you do not want to put it in there dry. You don't want to put it in the cooler dry. Reason being is, oh well, your hognose might die. So I've heard a few stories where adults have died in brumation. Reason being is, well, the substrate was too dry. So that being said, let's get on with making our brumation tub. And let's do that here now. The first thing we're going to start with is the coarse cocoa core. And you might be thinking, well, why don't you just put the sand in first? Well, I'll tell you why, because I like to mix the sand from top to bottom. So let's put some of this nice cocoa core. You can see how dry it is too, guys. It's very dry, but we're going to break all this up. And I'm going to make a mess. Alright, that should be enough for now. So you want to do is just break all this stuff up as fine as possible. Even though this is coarse coco coir, you want to try to break it up a little bit as much as you can. All right, so we want to go about halfway. Also make sure you drill holes. I drill 1 hole on each side to get some air ventilation in here. And I also drill 2 holes in the top of the lid. So I got 2, 1 on each side and 2 in the top. And they're about 1/4 inch to 3/8 holes. Doesn't have to be too big, just enough where it gets a little circulation in there. All right, that looks pretty good. That's about halfway. It's not too bad. What we're going to do now is spray it before we put the sand in. So let's spray this down. We're just going to mix it up a little bit. Spray as you're mixing. Spray as you're mixing. We're going to spray as we mix, spray as we mix. Spray, 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 spray while we mix. Oh yeah, let's go. Alright, that's pretty good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the sand and we're just going to dump the sand all over top of this. Some of the sand's actually going to stick to some of the substrate, and then for the most part we're going to see it at the bottom. So we want to just put a coating of the sand in there. So let's get to that. This gets a little dusty, so just mix it up a little bit. It'll eventually sink down to the bottom. We're going to spray a little bit just to calm the dust down, just a little bit. Alright, doesn't look too bad. It's a nice little coating. That should be enough. It's just a dusting. So there you go, everybody. Not too bad. A little moist, nothing major. And what you'll see is you'll see the moisture on the side over the next week or two start hitting down here, and then you know you're at a pretty good position. As long as there's just a little moisture in there, you're good. And trust me, your hognose will love you for it too. So it looks like we got that one done. So this one's going to be for Annie, I think. So, alright, number 1 is done. So this is the second tub we're going to do. This is for Nirvana. I just put some coarse coco coir in there. And what we're going to do is just spray it down. Alright, sand time. Sand there. And when you do the sand, just mix it back and forth. So get down to the bottom. Spray it down to calm down the dust a little bit. Mix it up so some of the sand gets down below. Because they like to put their belly on the bottom where the sand is. And as you can see that sand right there, they like to put their belly on the bottom there. And it absorbs that potassium, magnesium, and the calcium. And that's good for them. That's what you want. What I'd like to do too is get a paper towel, just wipe the sides of them a little bit. It doesn't have to be that moist. Just wipe it down. And keep the moisture down below. We're good to go. That's a good one. Alright, cool. We got the 2 holes, 1 in each side and 2 in the top. That's for Nirvana. These 2 bigger ones are going to be for Autumn and also Sil. And the 2 smaller ones, the bottom one's going to be for Annie, my adult female. She's not that big. And the top one's going to be for Nirvana. So we're going to put these 4 into brumation today. The other 2 males, the AAA Het Sunburst, and also Tiny Tim, which is Anaconda, double het, 100% double het snow possible het Evans Hypo. We'll put them 2 into brumation next week. I have another wine cooler that I'm using for those 2. Alright, that being said, let's get the wine cooler out. Let's get it started. I already tested it yesterday. It works. We're good. Let's put the adults in here in their brumation tubs, and let's put them inside the wine cooler. Let's do that. Let's do that now. Alright guys, Nirvana's been sitting in about 68, 69 degrees, and he's just a little shy right now. He's okay. He's very shy. You shy? Boop. Alright, so let's wrap him up, and we'll put him inside. And by the way, you don't need huge tubs for your adults. I mean, like, they pretty much stay stationary through brumation, so tubs don't have to be huge. Okay guys, this one's for Annie. Let's go grab her. She is the smallest out of my 3 females, so she gets the smaller tub this year. She has slow tongue flicks. You can see how beefy she is, so she's ready for brumation. She has some weight on, so I fed her pretty good last month, so she has those slow tongue flicks. She's a little on the cool side, 68, 69 degrees. She'll be going down to 54, 56. Sorry, girl. You can start digging now. And there she goes. Alright, the next one we're going to put in is Syl. Again, she's been cooled down for the last, well, at room temperature for the last 3 or 4 days. And she has some nice weight too going into brumation, which is good. So she has some nice weight, beautiful weight going in. Alright, see you, girl. See you in 2 months. You're going to start burrowing? Yeah, you will. They'll be buried by tonight. Alright, everyone, the last one we're going to put in for hibernation, brumation, is Autumn. Autumn produced a total of, I think it was 42 eggs last year. Not all of them hatched, but like 85% of them did. And this is a big girl here, so let's put her in there. Slow tongue flicks again. She was at 68 and 69 degrees. She's nice and plump, man. See how fat she is? So she's definitely good. Brumation. Alright, girl. We'll let you be. Alright, everybody, let's put the adults in the wine cooler. 64 degrees is the highest that it goes. And over the next, probably like 5 or 6 days, we're going to lower it by 2 degrees. So tomorrow will be 62 degrees. Tuesday will be 60 degrees, and then 58, all the way down to 54, 56 degrees. Now, the most important part when it comes to using a wine cooler, that it recirculates the air that's inside. So unfortunately, every day or two, you got to open up the door. And I usually wave it like this, leave it open for about a minute, and just wave it, get some more air in there, oxygen, and then close it back up. But you have to do that every 1 to 2 days, okay? It sucks, but you know what? It's okay. It works. It works very well for brumation when it comes to these wine coolers. So they're fairly accurate. I think the variance is 1 degree, so it's pretty good. It's not too bad at all. All right, let's get them inside. We're gonna put, we'll put her up here. Okay, that's Autumn. Syl's next. Put Syl down here. What I like to do is offset these. So what I'll do is, it's a little tight, but these are perfect tubs for this. I'll also link all the products I use down below too, guys, in the video description. So, 1, 2, we got Annie. This fits perfectly down here, so we'll put Annie down at the bottom. Pull it out a little bit so the air gets behind it. And the last one we're going to do, we might be able to fit that. Nope. What we're going to do is put it up top. So we'll put Nirvana up top. Make sure these are closed too, guys. You know, you want to make sure that they're locked. They're good to go. So there you have it, guys. The adults are in brumation. 2 more males going in next week. I got another wine cooler for them, a smaller one. And we'll wake them up around probably January 12th. My birthday is on the 9th, so maybe we'll do it on my birthday. And as you can see, as I stated, you can see the moisture down here now. So over the next few days, week or two, you'll start seeing the moisture actually become more moisture from the fan. So there's Syl right there. I know that's awesome. So yeah, they're ready. All right, let's close them up. We'll see you guys in 2 months. All right, everybody, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on brumation, please hit me down below in the comment section and I will reply to you. Well, that being said, I will see you in the next video. This is Joe from HOGOUT. I'm out. Cheers.